Have you ever sat with your grandparents and just listened? I mean, really listened to their stories? There's a whole universe in their eyes, a lifetime of sunrises, heartaches, and quiet joys. We often see aging as an ending, a slow fade to gray. But what if we're looking at it all wrong? What if the final chapters of life are not about loss, but about a different kind of growth, a final, beautiful bloom? Today we're going on a journey, not to a faraway land, but into the heart of what it means to live a full life, right up to the very end. We're going to explore the profound, often quiet journey of our elders in their later years. It's a story of courage, reflection, and finding a new kind of purpose when the world thinks your work is done. This isn't a sad story. It's a story about the incredible strength of the human spirit, about legacies, and about the love that connects us all. So, grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's start this journey together. Think about a giant, ancient tree in a forest. Its bark is gnarled and thick. Its branches have weathered countless storms. It might not grow taller anymore, but its roots run deeper than any other tree around it. That's what our later years can be like. It's a time of deepening, not just diminishing. Many people in their 80s and 90s describe a unique shift in their perspective. The daily hustle, the need to prove oneself, the little anxieties that used to feel so huge, they start to fade away. What replaces them is something much more peaceful. It's an appreciation for the simple things, the warmth of the sun on your skin, the taste of a perfectly ripe strawberry, the sound of your grandchild's laughter. It's a phenomenon psychologists call positivity effect, where older adults tend to remember positive memories more vividly than negative ones. It's not about ignoring the tough times, but about the wisdom to know what truly matters. Life, in its final season, distills down to its purest essence: connection and love. One of the most powerful parts of this journey is the life review. It's a natural process where an older person starts to look back, to piece together the mosaic of their life. It's not just nostalgia, it's a vital psychological task. They're making sense of their story, finding the thread that connects the young, ambitious person they were with the wise elder they've become. Think of it like being the curator of your own museum. You walk through the halls of your memory, looking at the exhibits of your life, the first job, the first love, the challenges you overcame, the people you helped along the way. Through this process, they find acceptance and peace. They understand that every twist and turn, even the painful ones, led them to this moment. They see the full picture, and often what they find is a life that was meaningful, a life that mattered. Sharing these stories is a gift, a way of passing down the lessons and the love to the next generation. Now, let's talk about something incredibly important: purpose. We often tie purpose to our careers or raising a family. So what happens when you retire and the kids are grown? Does purpose just disappear? Absolutely not. It transforms. For many elders, purpose shifts from doing to being. Their role becomes being the keeper of family history, the calm anchor in a chaotic world, the source of unconditional love and wisdom. Their presence itself becomes their purpose, being there to hold a hand, to offer a word of encouragement, to simply listen without judgment. That is a profound service. Some find new hobbies, like painting or gardening, not for fame or money, but for pure joy. Others dedicate their time to volunteering, sharing their lifetime of skills with their community. Purpose isn't a job title. It's the reason you get up in the morning. And for our elders, that reason is often found in the simple, powerful act of connecting with others. Of course, this journey isn't without its challenges. The body slows down, and physical limitations can be frustrating. But this is where we see true resilience shine. I once met a 92-year-old woman who could no longer tend her garden. Did she give up? No. She sat by her window, instructing her daughter on exactly how to plant the tomatoes, sharing her decades of knowledge. Her hands couldn't do the work, but her spirit was still very much in that garden. This is what adaptation looks like. It's about finding new ways to do the things you love, or finding new things to love. It's the grace to accept what you can no longer do, and the creativity to focus on what you can. It's a masterclass in problem solving and finding joy within new boundaries. Instead of seeing limitations, they often see opportunities for new kinds of engagement. It's a powerful lesson for all of us, at any age. One of the most beautiful aspects of this final journey is the deepening of relationships. When time becomes more precious, connections become more intentional. Old friendships are treasured, and family bonds are strengthened. There's less room for petty arguments and more room for forgiveness and understanding. It is a time for mending fences and saying the things that need to be said. I love you. I'm proud of you. Thank you. This is also a time when the roles can reverse. Children become caregivers, and the ones who once protected us now need our protection. This can be a challenging transition, but it's also an incredible opportunity for love to come full circle. It's a chance to give back a fraction of the care we received, to offer comfort and dignity. These moments of care, of sitting together in quiet companionship, are some of the most meaningful experiences we can have. They are the final, tender notes in the symphony of a life. As we approach the end of a life, there's often a turn towards legacy. What will we leave behind? And I'm not talking about money or property. I'm talking about the intangible things, the parts of us that live on in others. Legacy is in the values you instilled in your children. It's in the recipe for your famous apple pie that will be passed down for generations. It's in the memory of your kindness to a stranger. It's in the courage you showed during a tough time, which inspired someone else to be brave. Our elders are living legacies. Their stories, their wisdom, and their love are woven into the fabric of our own lives. They have planted trees under whose shade they may never sit, but they planted them anyway, for us. Recognizing and honoring this legacy is one of the greatest gifts we can give them. It's telling them, what you did mattered, you mattered, and you will never be forgotten. This gives them a profound sense of peace, a feeling that their life was a story worth telling. So, how can we be a better part of this journey for the elders in our own lives? It's simpler than you think. First, just be present. Put down your phone, look them in the eye, and listen. Ask them questions about their life. Not just how are you feeling, but what's your favorite memory of being a child? Or tell me about the day you met Grandma. You'll be amazed at the world that opens up. Second, help them maintain their independence and dignity as much as possible. Ask them what they need rather than assuming. Involve them in decisions. Let them continue to contribute in whatever way they can. It's about honoring their autonomy and their spirit. And finally, express your love and appreciation. Don't wait. Tell them how much they mean to you. Thank them for the lessons they've taught you, for the love they've given you. A life is a collection of moments, and these moments of connection are the ones that shine the brightest at the end. The final journey of life isn't a dark and scary path. It's a sacred time of reflection, peace, and the distillation of love. It's the final chapter in an epic story, a chapter filled with quiet wisdom and profound beauty. By understanding and honoring this journey, we not only provide comfort and dignity to our elders, but we also learn invaluable lessons about how to live our own lives more fully, with more purpose and more love. We learn that a life isn't measured by its length, but by its depth. Thank you so much for joining me on this exploration today. I hope it gave you a new perspective on aging and the incredible strength of the human spirit. If this video resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more content that dives deep into the heart of the human experience. And please share your own stories and thoughts in the comments below. Let's continue this important conversation. Until next time, be present, be kind, and cherish the stories. Have you ever really looked at the older people in your life? I mean, truly looked past the wrinkles and the slow steps and seen the person inside? I had a moment like that recently, and it completely changed my perspective. I was visiting my grandpa, and he was just sitting there staring out the window. He looked bored. Not just a little bored, but profoundly, soul-crushingly bored. And in that quiet moment, a thought hit me like a lightning bolt. This old person, my grandpa, needed fun, and he needed it from all of us. We get so caught up in our own lives, right? School, work, friends, the endless scroll on our phones. We assume our grandparents and the elderly are content with their quiet routines. We think a polite phone call once a week is enough. But what if it's not? What if they're craving the same things we are? Laughter, excitement, new experiences, and a genuine connection. We're the keepers of the fun, and we've been accidentally holding out on them. That day, I decided to run an experiment. I put down my phone, walked over to my grandpa, and asked him, "Grandpa, what's the most mischievous thing you ever did as a kid?" His eyes lit up. For the first time that day, they really sparkled. He told me about the time he and his friends borrowed a farmer's prize-winning watermelon and spent the afternoon hiding in a hayloft, eating it with their bare hands. He was laughing so hard he had tears in his eyes. And so was I. It was a revelation. Fun isn't just for the young, it's a universal human need. The problem is, as people get older, society quietly starts to take their fun privileges away. We trade their adventurous spirit for safety, their spontaneity for routine. We think we're caring for them, but maybe, just maybe, we're caging them in a world of beige monotony. That watermelon story was a key, unlocking a part of my grandpa I hadn't seen in years. The young, adventurous boy was still in there, just waiting for someone to ask him to come out and play. So, the next week, I came back with a plan. No more window staring. I said, "Grandpa, remember how you taught me to play chess? Let's have a tournament. The loser buys ice cream." He raised an eyebrow, a slow smile spreading across his face. "You're on," he said. "But I warn you, I haven't lost my touch." He was right. He beat me 3 games to 1. But as we sat there eating our loser ice cream, which he insisted on paying for, it wasn't about winning or losing. It was about the trash talk, the strategic silence, the shared joy of a simple game. It was about having fun. This started a chain reaction in our family. My cousin heard about the chess tournament and brought over his old video game console. At first, Grandpa was skeptical. He'd hold the controller like it was some alien artifact. But then, my cousin put on a simple racing game. After a few false starts, Grandpa was hooked. You haven't lived until you've seen an 85-year-old man leaning into the turns, shouting at a digital car, his face a mask of pure concentration. He loved it. He discovered a new world where he could drive a race car without even needing a license. We weren't just visiting anymore. We were creating new, happy memories. It doesn't have to be complicated. Fun can be simple. We started a story-a-day challenge. Each day, one of us had to share a funny or interesting story from our week, and he had to share one from his past. We learned about his first crush, the time he saw his favorite band live, the silliest argument he ever had with Grandma. We were connecting on a human level, not just as a grandchild and a grandparent. We were friends sharing stories. His world, which had seemed to shrink to the size of his living room, expanded back across decades. Think about it. These amazing people have lived lives filled with incredible stories, skills, and humor. We just need to give them a stage. Ask your grandma to teach you her secret recipe and have a bake-off. Put on their favorite music from when they were 20 and have a living room dance party. My sister brought over a canvas and some paints one day. Grandpa said he couldn't draw a straight line. An hour later, he had painted a surprisingly beautiful, abstract sunset, telling us it's how he remembered the sky looking on his honeymoon. He had a hidden artist inside him all along. The most incredible part of this whole journey, it wasn't just my grandpa who was having more fun. We all were. I was spending less time staring at screens and more time laughing with someone I love. I was learning things, not just about him, but about history, about resilience, about what really matters in life. Bringing fun to him brought so much more joy and meaning back into my own life. It filled a void I didn't even know I had. We think we're doing them a favor, but the gift is truly reciprocal. It's easy to feel like you don't have time or you don't know what to do. But start small. You don't need a grand plan. Ask a question. Suggest a game. Share a song. Break the routine. The older people in our lives are not relics to be preserved in a museum of quiet respect. They are living, breathing people who need to laugh, to play, and to feel the spark of joy. An old person needs fun, and chances are you're the perfect person to bring it to them. You have the power to replace their boredom with laughter and their silence with stories. So, I'm challenging you. This week, find an older person in your life, a parent, a grandparent, a neighbor, and do something fun with them. Don't just ask how they are, ask them to join you in an activity. And then come back here and share your story in the comments. Tell us what you did. Let's create a huge collection of ideas and inspire each other. Let's start a movement of fun for all ages. Because a life without fun is barely a life at all, no matter how old you are. Thank you so much for watching and for opening your hearts to this idea. If this resonated with you, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more stories about connection and finding joy in unexpected places. Let's make the world a more fun place, one generation at a time. See you in the comments.